Welcome to Vinyl and Beer, episode 89. I got my beer. Now let's talk some vinyl. This week I'm going over one of my personal top, at least number 3 or 4 in my top 5 records of all time. Not necessarily vinyl CDs, but just overall albums, one of my tops. And that is El Nino with Revolucion. So these guys are a band from New Jersey, and they are one of the top bands that you can mention. Latin America, Spanish speaking, heavy metal, and just Latin influence between their drums that they have in there. They're flipping between the English and Spanish, and just their overall style of music. It's hard to top what these guys have done. These guys come along the lines of like Sepultura, but these guys are when this album came out, this blew me away. It started my whole just varying and looking into other styles of music other than heavy metal, because there's so many bands that have been influenced by other cultures, other music, and just throw it into metal. And these guys are, honest to God, one of my favorite albums of all time. So let's go take a look at the album and dive a little bit deeper. So El Nino is a band that was formed in 98-99 and have released one EP before this album, and that was the El Nino EP, which is EL instead of ILL. So that album features a different lead singer and some different members, but this is the quintessential El Nino record, in my opinion. So this is El Nino. This is Mummy on the front. You got the band and the Revolucion. On the back here, you have all the band members. You have Christian. You have Dave Chiavari, which is one of the founding members. He's also the producer on the album. And then you have Mark Rizzo. I'm not sure which one's Mark, but you have all the members. And on the back here, you have the track listing: God Save Us, Unreal. The one song that What Comes Around is probably their biggest hit off of this album. Here are the album credits. So on the inner sleeve, you have all the band members. There's the band members for El Nino: Dave Chiavari, Christian Machado. Then you have the thank yous. And then on the other side, you have the lyrics. Now, this album was released in 2001, and that pretty much started my dive into metal. Now, this version of the album was released on a green with yellow splatter. There you have the inner sleeve. It's the same thing on the other side. And this was one of 1,500 that was released by Real Gone Records. Now, to say I'm a super fan of El Nino would be an understatement. So back in the day, I was a big fan. So let's go take a look at some of my collection from El Nino. We have the El Nino Revolution album cover signed by the original band. We have an El Nino Jägermeister poster signed by the original band back in 2002. I have an El Nino set list from a time they played at Harpo's. I have the set list from their 15-year Revolution tour from 2016, along with a couple guitar picks, the ticket stub. And for this show, I was able to do the meet and greet and met the band as they were doing. So here's the poster from the Revolution tour, signed by the band. And here's a picture of me with Christian back when Confessions was released. Almost forgot I have the Confessions album signed by El Nino as well. Now, the song that I chose from Revolution was an easy one. It's my favorite track off the album, and it's the number one track that I go to when I need something to scream, because I can scream every single word of that album. So let's go listen to I Am Loco. Now, El Nino is just one of those bands that really scream my name. It is like when you hear the Latin flavor and just the heavy metal, and just it's a different sound from what you would normally expect from heavy metal, and that's what I love. I love hearing these bands nowadays that are infusing different sounds to create heavy metal. You got like 12 Foot Ninja, you got El Nino, you got Soulfly, you got Sepultura, you got hundreds and hundreds of bands that just take that influence that they grew up to or listened to when they're children, or just made them happy, and added it to the heavy metal. And just one more thing, here's a picture of me with the band back when they did the 15 years of Revolution tour. So once again, you know I'm a massive fan, and I fucking love El Nino, and I will always love the classic lineup of El Nino. Not necessarily what it's become now, and it's kind of sad, but I love the band, and I can't wait to see what comes to them. You got Christian doing Linus at the Gates, along with a couple other, Drew and Diego. I believe they're also in Linus at the Gate, and then you still have El Nino doing their thing. But until next time, cheers, listen to some good music, and let me know what you want to listen to in the comments. Like, share, follow, all that fun stuff. So until next time.